When you're planning a trip, whether it's a weekend getaway or a long-term adventure, the last thing you want to do is think about what could go wrong. But here's the truth. Crazy, unexpected things happen. Bags disappear, flights get canceled, and sometimes people get hurt. That's where travel insurance comes in. And for years, World Nomads has been one of the most well-known names in the game. But does it live up to its promise? Or are there better options out there? After years of travel experience, hearing stories from other travelers, and digging into what actually is covered, let's break down whether World Nomads is the right fit for your next trip. What World Nomads promises. World Nomads has built its reputation on being the go-to insurance for backpackers, adventure seekers, and long-term travelers. Their coverage includes medical expenses, trip cancellations, lost baggage, and even adventure sports. Things that a lot of other travel insurance companies make you pay extra for. One of the biggest selling points is its flexibility. You can buy a policy even if you're already traveling, and you can extend it on the road. This is a huge advantage for people who don't always know when they'll be heading home. Plus, their claims process is completely online, which means no mailing stacks of paperwork or dealing with long phone calls. But just because something sounds good on paper doesn't mean it's the best choice for everyone. So let's dig into what it actually covers, and more importantly, what it doesn't. What's covered and what's not. At its core, World Nomads covers the basics of travel insurance, medical expenses, and emergency evacuation. If you get injured or sick while traveling, your hospital bills, doctor visits, and even emergency medical evacuations are covered. This is probably the most important reason to get travel insurance in the first place. Trip cancellation and interruption. If something happens that forces you to cancel your trip, whether it's an illness, an emergency back home, or another unexpected event, you can get reimbursed for your prepaid costs, lost, stolen, or damaged gear. If your luggage doesn't show up or someone swipes your camera, World Nomads has coverage for personal belongings. Adventure sports and activities. This is one of the big reasons people go with World Nomads. Many other insurance companies refuse to cover activities like scuba diving, rock climbing, or skiing, but World Nomads includes them automatically. So what's not covered? Well, that's where things get tricky. Pre-existing conditions, like most travel insurance companies, World Nomads won't cover medical issues you had before buying the policy. Routine checkups. It's for emergencies, not general health care. Extreme sports beyond their list. Yes, they cover a lot, but if you're doing something really risky, think skydiving, professional racing, or mountaineering at crazy altitudes, you need to check if it's included. Not following local laws. If you get into an accident riding a motorcycle without the proper license, you might not be covered. Drugs or alcohol-related incidents. If you're partying too hard and things go south, don't expect a payout. This is why reading the fine print matters. A lot of the negative reviews come from travelers who assumed that they were covered when, in fact, they were not. Real traveler experiences. Reading reviews of any travel insurance company is a mixed bag. You'll find glowing reviews from people who had their claims paid out smoothly, and horror stories from people who got denied. The key takeaway? Understanding what's actually covered before you buy. Take Anton's story, for example. He was on a beach when he fell and broke his leg. He called World Nomads and they immediately reassured him that everything would be taken care of. His medical bills were covered, and he didn't have to stress about the financial side of things while recovering. On the other hand, there's Jean, an experienced traveler who assumed her stolen laptop would be covered, only to find out that her policy had a limit much lower than the actual cost of replacing it. It wasn't that World Nomads refused to pay. It was just that she hadn't checked the fine print. These stories highlight the importance of knowing exactly what you're paying for. Comparing World Nomads to other travel insurance options. World Nomads isn't the only travel insurance out there, and depending on your trip, there might be better options. Two common alternatives are IMG Global and Safety Wing. IMG Global is great for long-term travelers who want a customizable plan. You can choose your deductible and coverage limits, which is something World Nomads doesn't offer. It's also a solid choice for US residents traveling abroad since it has better options for healthcare coverage in the US. Safety Wing is built for digital nomads. Instead of paying up front for a set amount of time, it works like a subscription where you pay monthly. If you're traveling indefinitely, this can be a more budget-friendly option. The best choice depends on your specific needs. If you're doing a short backpacking trip filled with adventurous sports, then World Nomads is probably the best bet. If you're moving abroad for a year or working remotely, you might want to look into something like IMG or Safety Wing. How to make sure your claims get approved. Now, one of the biggest frustrations with travel insurance is getting a claim denied. The best way to avoid this? Follow these steps. Document everything. Take videos of your gear before your trip. If something gets stolen, file a police report immediately. Read your policy. It might not be the most exciting read, but it can save you from an unexpected surprise later. Make sure you understand what's covered and what's not. Here's a helpful tip. If you have a digital copy of your policy, try copying and pasting it into ChatGPT to ask specific questions. This can help break down complex terms and clarify any exclusions or conditions that you might overlook. Call them ASAP. If you're sick or injured, contact the insurance company before getting treatment if possible. They can direct you to an approved provider. Keep your receipts. Whether it's medical expenses, lost gear, or a canceled hotel, you need proof to get reimbursed. Now, most of the complaints about denied claims come down to people not realizing that they need certain documentation. It's not fun, but it's necessary. So is World Nomads worth it? If you're an adventure traveler, backpacker, or someone who loves flexibility, it's a solid choice. The coverage for sports and activities alone makes it stand out from the competition, and the ability to extend your policy while already traveling is a huge plus. However, if you're looking for something more customizable or something longer term, like longer term health insurance solutions, then you might be better off with IMG Global or Safety Wing. At the end of the day, travel insurance isn't just an extra expense. It's peace of mind. Whether it's a canceled flight, lost luggage, or a medical emergency abroad, having coverage means you can focus on enjoying your trip instead of worrying about what could go wrong. If World Nomads fits your travel style and you take the time to understand your policy, it can give you the peace of mind that you need to focus on what really matters: enjoying your trip. Now, if you want to get started with World Nomads or any other insurance options that we talked about today or that we recommend, you'll find links for them down in the description below. These are affiliate links, which means that we earn a small commission when you use them at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel by allowing us to continue creating free content just like this. So if you end up using those links, we thank you so much in advance. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on Insurance Wise, we break down everything you need to know about business, home, auto, travel, and specialty insurance, helping you make informed decisions to find the best coverage for your needs. So be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.